Hello, everybody. Welcome. So, I've got news. I feel like this channel has just become a place where I go to share news and then disappear. But I think that's okay because I am here to just document moments in my life, and I like having that digital record of it, and it feels good to archive seasons in life and just kind of give them a good look and a good analysis every once in a while. And whenever big things are happening, exciting things are happening, or there's just changes, it feels good just to kind of talk about it. So that's the plan for today. So I have news. I am going to be moving, and I'm going to be moving across the country. Oh my God. So, moving across the country is something that I have wanted to do for a while, um, but I've just not yet. And all of these circumstances kind of lined up in the most beautiful, perfect way where this is actually a possibility for me, which I'm very grateful for and really excited about. Because sometimes whenever the opportunity arises, you just need to go for it and not overthink the shit out of it and just kind of do it. And I feel that this is what is happening right now, and everything is happening how it's meant to and for a reason and everything. And whether or not it's the most perfect thing or the most right thing, I think the most perfect thing and the most right thing is just going towards what you want in your life, and being open to that shifting and evolving a little bit, and not being so stuck on one concept and one perspective about it, because then you're kind of limiting and closing the door to different opportunities. So I currently work for a company that has different locations and they're in different states. So I am essentially just transferring, still working with the same company. It's just called a different thing, a different sister company name, I guess you could say. And I'm still doing the exact same job. It's just going to be in a different place. And that is so exciting for me for so many reasons. First of which is that I guess we'll just dissect however I'm feeling. Also, I got this cute cat bed. I'll pick it up. I don't think he'll be upset. It's ghosts. Isn't that so cute? And it's reversible, so the other side is white with black ghosts, which I don't love that side, but I like this side a lot. So this is the side that he's got going on. He's standing over here right now. So cutie. Love him. He's getting bigger. I don't know how much y'all will be able to tell based on prior videos with him. Let's see if I can pick him up from this angle. Come here, Tucky. Here's the boy. He's growing. Look at him. He's so cute. One thing about him, though, is he really doesn't like being held. He likes cuddling. Once I'm sitting down for a while, he'll usually just sit on my lap or lay on my chest and just kind of stay put. And then at night he's more cuddly and he'll lay right here, and that's where he falls asleep usually, is right by my face. But during the day he's not clingy like that. He's a lot more independent, which I actually enjoy. I feel like it's a really good balance, and he's got lovely characteristics. So anyways, making such a big move like that, it is a long drive, right? And I just feel like all these circumstances are so perfect. I don't know. I'm just feeling immense gratitude, and I feel like there's a lot to dissect, and I don't even know how I feel about it all yet, but we are just a piece of cat food on the ground. I'm excited that I'm with the same company, so that, the big transition of making a large move like that, it probably won't be as daunting because it's still the same job. It's just a different city that I'm doing it in. So I'll already have that confidence in myself and already have that good, you know, it is just confidence. It's like just being confident in myself and in my work. I'm going to still feel that way out there. It's just a different set of people that I'm working with. Not only like coworkers, but the types of people that I work with, the industry that I work in. It is the legal field. So just working with different attorneys out there versus attorneys here. So it'll be really cool to see like the difference in attorneys out west versus on the East Coast. And it's 2 different states. So just to see how the different laws are and just if there's anything that feels different, like just to kind of witness and observe will be really neat to see. And just like their procedures and how they handle certain things, because for my job, I'm a notary, and I'm a notary in different states already. So like once I go out there, I already have my notary for one of the states. But there's going to be even more states out there that I'm going to get to be a notary in as well, and like put in applications and like do coursework if they need me to do coursework and whatever else. And also I do production where I'm like producing transcripts and things. So there's different rules associated with that too, like being in a different geographical location and their laws and whatever they've got going on. So it'll just be really cool to have that comfort of knowing that it's still the same company, and I already have connections out there, and I already have people that I've talked to, and am excited to kind of get their guidance and support during this time too. So I'm not just going out there being completely alone, which would be fine also, to be honest. But it's just one of those aspects where I'm grateful that I'm in the position that I'm in now, to the point where it's not as scary or as daunting, because it's not like I'm moving there for a job that I've never had. It'd be my very first day. I would have no clue who the boss is, who the management is, who the coworkers are, and it'd be like a lot more daunting. So I'm really grateful that I already am going to have that strong core over there. So that's a very beautiful thing. I'm very grateful about that. And also, I expressed interest in growing in the company, and there's a certain type of position that I want to have. And I've expressed my interest in that, and they're aware of that. And I also have my yearly review. So by the time I end up moving there, my yearly review will be shortly after that, like 2 months after that, or like a month and a half. So that'll be whenever I have more of those conversations and things. But in my head, like that's kind of like what I'm looking at in the near future. And just to be out there and be in just beautiful geography, and I still will get to travel for my job out there just like I am here. So it's going to be really cool to be able to see different geography that I have never seen in my life, and mountain ranges and just lots of cool stuff. So that is so exciting. And what else? Yes, I'll still get to travel for that job, and there are also going to be different states around that state that I get to travel to, because that's how my job is here where I'm at now, is that we cover different areas too. So same thing out there, so that'll be really neat. What else? I feel, and then like there's like a whole different section to it. So I feel like I'm actually really grateful about this. I haven't told anyone at work yet. So as I'm filming this, like I have not told anybody at my job. The only people that know is the person out there, like more of the director type vibe, that they know what's going on, and the owner of the company knows what's going on, because they gave the green light to me to be able to even do this transfer. But as for like my actual office girls, I haven't told yet. And it's very, I don't even know how to verbalize how I feel about it, and I don't even know if I know how I feel about it yet, but like for the first time in my life, I feel like I actually have a good set of friends, and I feel very supported and very good about all of those connections. And that is so rare, that pattern is usually not in that light, that circumstance. So for me to like have an ideal circumstance and be leaving it is wild to me. But at the same time, I'm in the beginning stages of learning it in this particular season of my life, that like you can still leave something even if it's still kind of good, because it's comfortable, it's great, it's positive, but it's not everything. And there's other areas, and there's different people, and there's different relationships and different connections out there for you, that if you're going to stay with what's good, which it is, but there's also still more out there for you to learn and for you to grow. So I feel that I'm able to leave this situation and take it face value for what it is and look at all the beauty that it is and that it holds. And just because I'm leaving it doesn't take away from the beauty of what it is, if that makes any sense at all. So also the perspective of having that ticking clock and knowing, and you know, time's always running out anyways. Like, we already know this, but I think we kind of forget about it sometimes. And having that hard deadline of like, okay, you only have 3 more months in this state type thing, it makes you view it a little bit differently, is what I've noticed the past couple of days. And this was a very like rapid progression that happened. Whenever I first got hired on, I wanted this to happen, actually, because I knew that there were sister companies and that I did want to do this. So I put out that feeler in the very beginning that like, hey, there's like an interest in this, like, just want to let you know, like, put it on your radar that, you know, this is something that I might want to do. And then now that the time is closer to where my lease is ending here in this state, that, you know, now it's time to go. And you can't just make a cross-country move. Well, you could, but I really wanted to be prepared enough to like have those conversations with the proper people to see if this is even possible, to see if this is something I can even do, and to like have time to plan, have time to save, so that I can make this as seamless as possible. But I'm not having an expectation of like perfection or anything like that. I just wanted to have enough time to really make this happen if this was meant for me to happen. So talked to the person that I needed to talk to about it. They talked to the owner. The owner gave the green light. This happened in a 2-day span. So it seems like it's a very impulsive decision, but it's something that I've been considering for a while, but just didn't realize how soon it was coming up. And I was on the phone with my mom the other day, and she's like, well, you remember like what you said in the beginning whenever you got hired on, like you could still do that, you know, like, because I was just kind of expressing to her that I'm getting some burnout and I'm wanting change and whatever. And this just seemed like the most ideal solution right now. And to have that, like, use your connection while you have your connections, you know what I mean? And make that transfer, make that move, do whatever makes sense. And I feel like this makes sense. So just so much good to look forward to. I'm excited for who I'm going to become in that season. And that's the other really beautiful thing to me, is I just love change. I just love transitional periods. And I'm finding that high and that passion and that excitement for life again that I haven't felt in a really long time. So I know that that's definitely in alignment for me, because I don't really get this way super often anymore. But it's because I've been out of alignment for a long time, I feel. And this is like my first step to getting back in alignment, is doing something like this. And I've been saying for years that like, oh, I want to move out west. I want to move out west. Like, I've been saying it since college. I think I like made the executive decision that like I wanted to move out west whenever I was a junior in college. And how old was I then? I don't even know. Junior year, senior year, first year out of college. Please don't pukey on your... It's okay. He just has such belly issues, y'all. Junior year of college, senior year of college, first year out, second year out. It might be my third year out. Here. There's like certain surfaces where like if I can avoid him from like getting sicky on, you know. So anyways, it's been like 4 years at least of me like wanting this. So it's not impulsive, although it seems impulsive probably, but like it's definitely not. It's something I've been wanting for a while now. and I didn't know that it would be like the exact state that I'm moving to. And honestly, my ideal is to live in Montana. I've also considered Washington State, but it's still out west, essentially. And it's still mountainous, it's still beautiful, it's still lovely, and I'm excited to just live a different type of life. And that's the thing that I love the most is just I probably sound like a tweaker right now, but it's like I feel like I'm addicted to change because I like how transformative it is, and it's like full. It gives you a sense of fullness to be able to experience things. And I'm not okay with like picking one path and staying in that path because I feel like that's limiting my ability to expand and evolve. So any opportunity that I can get that's like actually going to help me expand and evolve and grow as a person, I am wanting to take that. And I feel like I go through phases where I get a little bit more honed in on one area, and like, you know, certain attachment issues come up at certain seasons in my life and I'm kind of honed in, but then it's like I lose myself during kind of attachment flare-ups, I guess, if you will. But then once I get back to my core of who I am, I remember who I am to a degree, and I just like start to remember these little things within me, these little whispers and itches and like calls or a pull towards something, a draw to something. So this is one of those things, I guess. I'm excited. It's a lot. I'm going to be saving my money, y'all. Like, now that I know I'm actually going to move, I'm going to be saving my money for these next months until I get to move, and start preparing my car for a cross-country road trip. I need to get new brake pads. I need to get my car in the shop and do like a full, like, you know, is everything good? Like, do we need to flush things out? Like, what do we need to do? Is anything worn out? Like, I just need to make sure my car is as safe as possible for this trip. I also need to figure out my cat. Moving with a kitten. He'll be, when was his birthday? His birthday was in April, and I'll be moving in December, so however old that makes him. He's finally weighing, like, today he weighs 3.4 pounds. He needs to get up to the 4-pound mark. His siblings were already at the 4-pound mark like 3 weeks ago. Like, whenever I went to the vet, they ended up seeing the siblings on the same day, and they're like, oh, all his siblings are 4 pounds. So he's still kind of behind and whatever. So we're working on it, but hopefully he's like a little bit more stabilized by the time that I need to move. But I believe in him. He's lovely. He's so resilient. He's so beautiful. And he's just such a sweet, loving boy that is a lovely addition to my life. And I am not going to give him up just because I'm moving, y'all. You know what I mean? So we're in it. We're in this thing. We're going to road trip together. I also did consider flying with him, but it's just hard because like I need to have a U-Haul plus my car. I do not think I can afford to do the whole service where they like take your car and like move it for you and have like actual movers like cross country move. Like, I do not think that that's in this budget, especially there's reasons, but I need to have as much money as possible to have this move happen because it's a bigger move than just like a state over or like within the same state. So obviously, so that's what's going down. And these last months here, and I like touched on it slightly and then I kind of got a little bit sidetracked, but it's like I feel like I'm looking around me with more eyes of gratitude and appreciation than I ever have about a season in my life, because I'm like watching the time close in on it. And that's a feeling that is very sacred, honestly. It's like, it's not even nostalgia because it's still happening. Like, I'm still actively going through this season that I'm in right now. I'm still working where I'm working with the people I'm working with. There's certain attorneys that I've formed relationships with that I do not want to leave, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is gonna be so hard to like never see this person again. So it's like every day that I'm working and I get to be with a certain attorney or I get to be with people that I like to work with, I'm like, dang, like this could be the last time, because the type of job that I have, like I'm working with different attorneys every day. Sometimes they'll be the same. I might go through a phase where I work with the same one like 3 weeks in a row, like once a week for 3 weeks in a row. And then sometimes I won't see them for like months. You know what I mean? So I'm just like treasuring every moment that I can with these people, and knowing that there's still going to be connections out there as well. It's new people to meet, new connections to make, new friends, new coworkers, new, you know, and it's making me hold what I have even closer to me right now. And I'm treasuring it so much because I'm actually like, my eyes are fully awake. I'm fully aware of this season, and knowing that like I love the state that I live in, and I'm actually going to be very sad to leave it, honestly. And I'm like, am I making the right choice? But I know in my heart and in my spiritual soul that I am making the right choice for myself. It's just hold it while you can, you know. And I know once I get out there and I settle in and I start to explore who I am out there and what my life is going to be like out there, I'm going to miss and I'm going to mourn this side of myself, who I am right now, and the people that I'm around right now. I know I'm going to miss that. So that's the part where I feel is a little bit conflicting. And I know I'm not like always trying to give advice to people, but like where I can, like I do like to try to like say what I feel. And this is one of those situations where it's like you can either hold yourself back, like your future self, your future life, what you're like wanting to work for. You can kind of close that door by choosing to stay where you're at because you like where you're at. You know, you don't really want to leave. But there's also the option of leaving, and like what lies on that other side, and how badly do you want to get to know you over here, because you already know you right here, and that's like a for sure thing that you can see and feel. But like, who are you over here? You don't know that yet. And I feel that sometimes people will avoid this choice because they want this choice to stay. But is this really helping you become, just become, you know what I mean? Everyone holds a certain sacred space in your heart during every single season of life for every reason. And all the pain, all the trauma, all the good things, everything, like it's meant to shape you. So it's so hard to be like, oh God, but like, why do I want to break a tie with something that can literally, like, it shaped me, you know what I mean? So why, I don't want to leave this, but I just feel more called here now. So it is what it is. I'm just gonna really enjoy these last months here and spend all the time with these lovely people, these lovely friends and coworkers, and these lovely attorneys, and just soak in every minute, and don't want to rush through any of it. Don't want to be like, oh, this job's taking too long. Oh, this is, and just be like, no, like I'm so grateful to be here right now. I'm holding on to every word, like, and I feel like maybe it's insensitive to talk about this because I don't know it deeply, but there's a person that I've lost in my life to cancer, and I feel like his spirit kind of like is with me at certain points. Like since he's passed, I feel like I literally hear his voice and how he would like talk to me and give me advice. Like I like hear it in the back of my mind, and like it's like my mind's eye, like I'm like feeling his energy. And like it's almost like he comes up during moments where I'm like really needing direction or guidance, whenever I don't even realize it. Like I just kind of hear it. And it's one of those things where it's like see, Madison, like see how like the idea of terminal can actually be beautiful. Because, you know, yes, there's the pain, yes, there's the suffering, everything like that. There's lack of energy, there's fatigue, there's struggle, there's, I don't even know what he was going through towards his last part of his life. But just knowing, having that knowing that like I'm going to die, like it's happening soon. There's such a beauty in those moments that you do have left, and that you do have, you know. So that's where I'm kind of approaching this. It's like I haven't told anyone this news yet. I'm holding on to it deep in my heart, sacred, and I'm walking around with this secret that I'm going to have to tell people soon. And it's kind of strange that I'm just gonna like give up this part of me that I'm holding right now. It's like this empowerment. I didn't even discuss this with anybody at work. That's what's crazy. I did not discuss it with any of my friends. I only discussed it with the person that is in charge of making this decision with me, which is the, job related person and the owner. They know. My parents know. And then I have one friend in the area that I'm moving to that knows. But other than that, everyone here, nobody knows. And it's like I'm like holding this, and it's almost like I'm scared to tell them. It's like I'm scared to reveal this information, because then it's like, now we're getting deep, we're getting random and real, but it's like, are they going to like hold on to me tighter because they know I'm leaving, or are they going to let go of me sooner because they know I'm leaving? And that's like a weird thing also. It's like, I don't even know I'm talking about this, maybe I shouldn't, and I always get too vulnerable, but like whatever. I mean, these are thoughts that people have, but it's like, am I worth their time and their investment to keep pouring into me as a friend because I'm leaving? Because some friendships and relationships are more conditional, and they're not as unconditional. So once they realize that like you're no longer of service to them in whatever capacity, it's easier to like let you go. You know what I mean? So it's almost like that part of my fear of like opening up and telling them is like, I don't know which way they're going to lean in terms of their perspective, if they're going to be like getting closer to each other because they're each other's home base, and now that I'm leaving them, that I'm like, not that I'm an enemy for leaving, but you know what I mean? Like, I've just had friendships and relationships in the past where you moving on or doing what's best for you is not always what they want. So it's just like that unknown of knowing like, how is this going to affect this natural high that I'm living off of right now, knowing that like I'm making a choice for me and solely for me, and how is that going to affect my next set of months? But I'm going to end that negative kind of thought process and just view what I have wanted to do with these last little months here. And I'm not sure if I will do this or not. I probably should, because it's like I'm probably not going to come back here for a long time. And I just want to treasure every last moment like it is my last, and that I will never come back here. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I just want to treat it with that kind of care and respect. So just going to every last little corner and place that I have considered going or wanted to go, just to go, and just really sit in it, enjoy it, and like soak up this energy in these different areas, these little towns, the nature aspects, just really soak it in and really sit with it, and just never forget, like burn it into my brain, burn it into my memory. So I'm really wanting to treat this last little bit here with that kind of set of eyes, I guess, if you will. So that's what we got going on, y'all. I'm moving. I'm doing this damn thing. I'm not sure when I'll post this, if I'll post this, and I always say stuff like that, but this is my record, this is my archive, and this is this season that I'm going through, and I'm really excited to see how I change and how I grow, because every big decision that I make like this, I just get such an adrenaline rush, and it's such a, like, I don't even know if adrenaline is the right word, it's just like, I feel good, I feel passionate, I feel active, I feel like I'm creating something, and it's so sacred and so special, and these moments don't repeat themselves in the same way ever, but also like each time there's like there's something new and beautiful in front of you, and it's not going to appear in that same way again, so its value, and it has such a special weight to it. So I'm very grateful for whatever's happening right now, and I just wanted to document it and share the news. So that is it for today, and Mr. Tucky and I, we are going to move. He's such a baby boy. See, he don't like to be held. He don't like it. But yeah. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me. As always, I love you. Look at Tucky. Okay. Goodbye, y'all.